The United States of America has issued its most sweeping security alert of the decade, ordering all its citizens to depart now from over 14 Middle Eastern countries. Following the assassination of the Iranian supreme leader and subsequent retaliatory strikes, Secretary of State Marco Rubio warned of extreme safety risks to Americans in Bahrain, Kuwait, Qatar, the United Arab Emirates, and beyond. This urgent advisory signals Washington's expectation of a prolonged and widening regional conflict, as major combat operations continue to escalate across the Persian Gulf. In a move that has sent shockwaves through the global economy, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps officially declared the Strait of Hormuz closed on March 3, 2026. Senior Iranian officials have warned that any vessel attempting to traverse the narrow choke point, which carries 20% of the world's energy, will be set ablaze. Over 150 oil and LNG tankers are currently anchored at either end of the strait, effectively halting maritime traffic as insurers cancel war risk coverage for the entire region. Marking a dramatic expansion of its open war with the Taliban, the Pakistan Air Force launched a series of precision strikes on Bagram Airbase in Afghanistan this Sunday. Satellite imagery confirms significant destruction to aircraft hangars and warehouses at the facility once used by the United States of America. Islamabad maintains the strikes were necessary to destroy equipment being used by the Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan for cross-border attacks, while Kabul has denounced the operation as a violation of its sovereign airspace. The recent precision of Pakistani and regional strikes has been attributed to a new space-linked kill chain protocol. By integrating military-grade satellite imagery with real-time drone telemetry and encrypted data links, the Pakistan Armed Forces have achieved a sensor-to-shooter timeline of under 3 minutes. This orbital-first strategy allows for the high-precision targeting of moving militant assets across rugged terrain, ensuring that even remote hideouts are within the immediate reach of strategic standoff weapons. From Gwadar to Washington, this is Pak Geo Defense Update, Pakistan's voice in the world of defense and geopolitics. Please subscribe. Pakistan's National Computer Emergency Response Team, or CERT, has launched a high-level forensic investigation into coordinated cyber attacks targeting private television channels. Late Sunday night, transmissions for several major news outlets were compromised, displaying subversive anti-state messages and pro-adversary slogans. While preliminary findings suggest the intrusions may have occurred via satellite uplink device vulnerabilities, Pakistani hackers reportedly launched a counter-strike that briefly hijacked Indian and Israeli broadcast feeds. The IT ministry has since placed all digital and broadcast infrastructure on high alert. As the region descends into conflict, Iran has reportedly conducted a provocative test of a 2,000 km range ballistic missile. Despite the ongoing joint assault by the United States of America and Israel, Tehran successfully launched the projectile from a missile city in the central desert, demonstrating its ability to hit targets as far as southeastern Europe and the deep Mediterranean. Military analysts suggest this launch was a calculated signal of defiance, proving that despite heavy bombardment, Iran's mobile launch infrastructure remains capable of delivering strategic payloads across the entire Middle East. In a drastic escalation of media censorship, the Afghan Taliban have shut down the national television station in several provinces following a direct decree from Supreme Leader Hibatullah Akhundzada. The order, issued under the Law on the Propagation of Virtue and Prevention of Vice, bans the broadcasting of images of living beings, a move officials claim is necessary to align media with their strict interpretation of Sharia. Across Kandahar, Takhar, and Uruzgan, television operations have been forcibly downgraded to radio-only broadcasts, while local journalists warn that the ban is part of a phased strategy to eventually black out all visual media across Afghanistan, including the capital, Kabul. In a massive retaliatory wave, Iran has launched drone and missile strikes against Saudi Arabian urban centers and oil infrastructure. The Aramco refinery at Ras Tanura was forced to shut down after a drone impact caused a significant blaze, while loud explosions were reported in Dammam and Riyadh. While Tehran has officially called the Aramco hits a false flag by Israel, the regional reality remains one of total escalation. This targeting of the kingdom's oil heartland is a direct attempt to impose an unacceptable cost on any nation facilitating the United States of America's military operations. Beijing has officially entered the diplomatic fray, with Foreign Minister Wang Yi declaring China's unwavering support for Iran in defending its sovereignty and national dignity. In a series of high-stakes phone calls, China lashed out at the United States of America and Israel for violating the UN Charter and deliberately instigating war. While stopping short of military intervention, China has signaled it will play a constructive role in the UN Security Council to halt the conflict, further cementing a Beijing-Tehran axis against Western military expansionism. Seeking to secure its northern frontier, the Israeli military has announced the establishment of a formal buffer zone inside Lebanese territory. Israeli ground forces have advanced into strategic positions around Kfar Killa and the Qiyam Plains, taking control of the dominating terrain to prevent Hezbollah from launching cross-border raids. The IDF describes this as a tactical measure and a forward defense, but Beirut has condemned the move as a full-scale ground invasion, further stretching the conflict from the Persian Gulf to the Mediterranean coast. The economic fallout of the Hormuz closure and the Mideast war has triggered a global market panic. Oil trading was briefly halted after prices surged to $140 per barrel, with analysts predicting a rise to $200 if the blockade persists. Simultaneously, investors have fled to safe haven assets, driving gold to a record $5,400 per ounce and sending Bitcoin to all-time highs as a decentralized hedge against currency collapse. That's enough for today. Share your thoughts in comments section, and please answer today's question.